What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another video. This is just a really base overlook of potential 2028 Republican presidential candidates and the primary. A lot of these candidates, they're really just speculated. A couple of these, they might not even run. J.D. Vance, who I would say definitely is a favorite, might not even run. 4 years, a lot of things can change, so we just gotta watch out. But since I'm kind of bored right now, let's just get into it. So, the first primary is Iowa, but before we get into that, I want to talk about the candidates right now. On Wikipedia, there's three potential candidates. This is definitely probably false. Youngkin might not run. DeSantis might not run. Vance might not even run, even though he's going to be the vice president. And there's a lot of people that they're not listing right now that might run. So we really don't know. Uh, but Vance, out of everyone, I feel like is definitely the favorite. So let's just look at Iowa. I feel like Vance, he's from this Midwestern region. He should be able to carry this state by a pretty good margin. I'm not actually going to fill in any states because that's too complicated with the split delegates and stuff for just this video. We can save that for a video in a couple of years. But I feel like Vance carries Iowa. The next state will be like New Hampshire. I feel like RFK does good there, but he might. Well, it really depends how good he establishes himself to the Republican and not as an outsider Democrat. So he'll definitely try and do that if he wants to become president. Then there's Nevada, which I feel like Youngkin would do good there. Um, there's also the Virgin Islands primaries. The caucuses there, not primaries. I feel like Ron DeSantis will do good there. Or Vance. I'll just put it into Vance's category. Then is Michigan, which I feel like Nikki Haley could carry that. Or Vance. I feel like Vance is probably going to be the favorite in Michigan. Um, then there's South Carolina, where Nikki Haley wins her home state. Because it's not exactly a Trump versus Haley matchup anymore. So I feel like Nikki Haley just barely carries it. And then there's D.C., where Nikki Haley carries it, or a generic Republican carries it, but generic Republican, we don't really know who it is. So this is basically just telling us that there's going to be other people. North Dakota, Vance easily carries that. And then it's Super Tuesday. So these are really the candidates that I feel like are like gonna stay until Super Tuesday. But then again, these are just really big speculations. I really do not know. But then there's Super Tuesday, right? I feel like Super Tuesday, um, there's Alabama. Okay, I feel like Haley carries North Carolina and Youngkin carries Virginia. I feel like Youngkin carries Tennessee. Uh, and Vance carries Alabama and Arkansas. Um, what else is on Super Tuesday? Alaska. I feel like RFK carries that one. Actually, no. I feel like Ron DeSantis pulls it off in Alabama. RFK wins in Maine, um, Vermont. Actually, no. Haley pulls it off in Vermont, and then RFK, Haley pulls it off in Massachusetts as well. So this is very interesting, right? I feel like Ramaswamy, depending on I feel like Ramaswamy could be that new innovator of the Republican Party. California is definitely gonna go split a lot of ways. I feel like Ramaswamy could carry this state. Uh, and that will give him a lot of delegates, but it's still split delegates. So, but Nikki Haley carries Colorado, RFK carries Utah. So I think that's it for. Oh no, there's also Minnesota, which I feel like is really a Haley versus Vance battle, but I feel like Vance barely pulls it off. And then there's the rest of the states, but I feel like after this, DeSantis drops and endorses Vance. Um, Youngkin drops possibly and endorses Haley, or it could go either way. But let's say DeSantis drops, and then um, yeah, I really don't know, but I feel like Vance. Let's just fill in the rest of the states. Oh yeah, there's also Texas for Super Tuesday, and I feel like the Texas governor, Texas senators, they endorse Vance, and Texas goes to Vance. But I don't have the entire 2028 Republican primary schedule, 2024 Republican primary schedule memorized, so we'll just do the rest of the states randomly. We'll go from the east to west coast. Um, let's just say DeSantis drops out and endorses Vance. Florida goes to Vance. Georgia could go to Haley. Uh, I feel like if Vance pulls out there. Mississippi, Louisiana. Hawaii goes to Haley. Vance pulls it off in. Actually, no. Haley pulls it off in Maryland, Connecticut, Rhode Island, New York. Now, New York Republicans aren't literally New Yorkers. They're like rural and Republicans from places like Buffalo, not those New York City Republicans. RFK. No. Haley wins in Delaware. Vance, same with New York, pulls it off in New Jersey. Pennsylvania, I don't really know, but Vance, he probably pulls it off in Pennsylvania. He pulls it off in his home state of Ohio, which after that, Ramaswamy drops out and endorses Vance. So now it's really just a Youngkin versus Haley versus Vance primary. And since Youngkin is kind of lagging behind, he drops out and endorses Haley. So it's basically a Trump versus Haley primary all over again. Vance carries in Kentucky. I feel like Haley has a chance in West Virginia, but Vance carries practically every single other state. Uh, yeah, basically. Yeah, all of these other states are definitely gonna go to Vance, except for maybe Oregon or Washington, but I don't know about that. I'd say actually Washington goes to Haley. But this is like a little kind of a 2028 Republican primary overview. It's a really bad overview. Do not trust this at all. This is going to be off by like 99%. But this is just a video because I know some of you guys are looking towards 2028. And I'm just going to make it for you guys. So thank you for watching today's video. And I'll see you next time. Goodbye.